CDCs, or Community Development Councils, perform duties that can be simply summed up as ABC, according to a mayor. But that, she says, doesn't mean its work is not important. Central CDC's Denise Phua says the councils have a role in aggregating, building and connecting efforts in the community. And this is why they are tasked to run the CDC voucher scheme, a point which was questioned by the leader of the Opposition, Pritam Singh, yesterday. He had also asked if supermarket chains should be excluded from the scheme.
Mr. Singh should have found out that NTUC, FairPrice, Sheng Siong and Giant were not included right from the start. The function of the CDCs in the voucher scheme is clear. From scratch, the teams organized the resources, communicated the scheme, and got as much merchants as possible to sign up and to make full use of this well-intended help scheme. The CDCs keep in regular touch with non-grassroots players, such as the district's business and corporate community, the social service agencies, the schools, and the institutions of higher learning, to name some. With these networks, the 5 CDCs were able to quickly roll out during the pandemic between February and October 2020, close to 70 local district initiatives that served over 676,000 beneficiaries. Perhaps the biggest mistake the CDCs made, was not to have better publicized the work that we do. The real work is in the work and the people we benefited. So I hope there are no attempts to politicize the good work of the CDCs and especially our partners.
Mr. Singh then pointed out that many of the roles CDCs used to perform have been taken over by other agencies.
A lot of roles have devolved. Comcare is primarily handled by the SSOs. Many other functions are now not in the hands of the CDCs anymore, and concomitantly, the budget of the CDCs has reduced significantly. So I think the question which Member Denise Phua did not answer is it still viable for mayors to be full-time? I'd like to hear her reply to that.
I have to say that I'm probably the only full-time mayor, and that's, I think, because the Prime Minister feels that I'm running the largest district here, 23 divisions. My fellow mayors are all double hatting or triple hatting sometimes, and so I don't know whether you consider them full-time mayors or not, but I do know that they only get one pay, and so I think that's the current situation.
Mr. Singh further questioned if some of the CDC projects could be taken on by charities, for example. An MP who heads one such organisation for lower-income women had this to say.
As far as I know from my experience, many of charities want to focus their manpower and resourcing on the work of working, hand-holding, serving, supporting families. And I think, at least from my experience, the value of the CDCs to the charity sector has been that it is able to carry out the work of consolidating, aggregating, reaching out to partners to pool more resources and support for the charities and the work that they do as well.